We've got Craig Floyd from the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund with us. And Craig, why don't you just dig right in here, all right? Because I'm seeing two sheets that were sent up by your office. And why don't you start off at number one with the professional sports partnerships and take it from there, all right?
Yeah, Joe, one of the things we're doing to try to raise awareness and raise some money at the same time for the National Law Enforcement Museum that we're building is holding sporting events across this country, partnering with professional sports teams in all the leagues, whether it be football, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer, you name it. And we've had great success in finding teams that want to do something to show appreciation for law enforcement, want to dedicate at least a game during the season to honor law enforcement officers, and especially those who've made the ultimate sacrifice in their communities. So coming up on March 13th in New York on Long Island, we have a game scheduled with the New York Islanders. They're playing the hometown for me anyway, Washington Capitals, and it's going to be a great hockey game. And if people want to buy tickets, part of those ticket proceeds will come back to help build this National Law Enforcement Museum. I think we've already sold about 500 tickets to the game, and I know there are still some left. So if anybody would like to purchase a ticket, have some friends join them, family, go out to the game, see some wonderful hockey, but also know it's going to a good cause, go to www.newyorkislanders.com and then /law enforcement. All right, so that again is www.newyorkislanders.com /law enforcement. And that'll make sure that when you order your tickets, they'll know you're buying them on our behalf, and part of the proceeds will come back to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund.
We're going to put a tweet out on that now, Craig. We'll get a tweet out there across our network.
Excellent. And if you're interested in looking at the full schedule of sporting events we have across the country coming up, go to our website. That's www.lawmemorial.org and then /sports. And you'll be able to see all the schedule of events coming up for the next year. That's www.lawmemorial.org /sports. So that's going to be a fun event. $10 from every ticket, again, comes back to us. But more importantly, you're going to have a great evening. There's going to be some special tributes to some of the officers up on Long Island who continue to risk their lives every day for our safety and our protection, but also for some of the officers who unfortunately have made the ultimate sacrifice. There's going to be some pregame ceremonies, some guests that'll be introduced to the crowd from the law enforcement community, and it should be just a lot of fun and a great evening. So please think about coming out on March 13th up there on Long Island. Next event that I wanted to talk about is another Long Island event. We've got some great support out there in Long Island, and we couldn't be more pleased. This event is called Honor at the Castle Gala. And what this is one of our favorite volunteer supporters, a guy named Stuart Levine, who heads up a company called the Zellman Group, took a special interest in our work, and particularly this National Law Enforcement Museum that we're building. I met Stuart last year at a conference for retailers in Dallas, Texas, and he happened to be sponsoring the luncheon that I spoke at. We got to know each other pretty well that day. He took a real interest in what we're doing here, and he wanted to continue to help. So he said, I want to put on a great event for you on Long Island, his home base, and dedicate the proceeds from the event to the National Law Enforcement Museum. So on April 24th at 6:30 p.m., we are going to be conducting this event. It's at the Oheka Castle on Huntington, Long Island. And Stuart, again, will be the host. The Zellman Group is certainly the main sponsor of the event. But we've got a wonderful group of celebrities and other sponsors who are working together with us. Richard Belzer from Law and Order Special Victims Unit will be there. He's going to be our honoree that evening. Mark Feuerstein of Royal Pains will be the MC. That's the Royal Pains television show, by the way. Vince D'Onofrio, we all know him. Vince is our national spokesperson for the National Law Enforcement Museum campaign. He made quite a name for himself doing Law and Order Criminal Intent. He was the star of that show. He's now got some other projects in the works, and we're continuing to work with Vince. He loves what we're doing and shows up at all of our events. Ethan Hawke is his co-star of a new show that they're putting together, and he made a name for himself in a show called Brooklyn's Finest. And then we're also going to have Walt Clyde the Glide Frazier and some other wonderful celebrity guests, some others from the sporting field as well. But Walt Frazier is certainly one of my all-time favorites, and he's going to be one of our special guests that evening as well. If you want to do more with this event, if you maybe want to purchase a ticket or maybe sponsor a table, we'd encourage you to come out. The prices are pretty modest, really, in terms of galas of this stature. And the venue just couldn't be nicer. I haven't seen it up close and personal, but I'm looking forward to being there on the 24th. I've seen pictures. This castle is amazing. Again, the Hohika Castle on Huntington, Long Island. And if you want to learn more about the event and about the venue, go to www.amatterofhonor.org. No punctuation, amatterofhonor.org, and you'll get all the details for the event. So look forward to that, and I look forward to being up in New York over the next couple of weeks.
Well, you know, I don't know if I can make it on the 13th, but the 24th gives me plenty of lead time, so I've got no excuses. All right,
Good.
We're going to hear more from Craig Floyd right after this message. We'll be right back with him, all right, and more from the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund.